Peace. What's up, guys? I got a delay, I believe, in here. Y'all gonna have to let me know audio and visual, since I don't have a clue what we're working with. It's like I'm at 720p. How's the audio, guys? It's no good. I'm just gonna click end stream. What's up, Victor, EQ, Wild Bill, JCB? Got a few in the house. So it's all good. Appreciate it. So there's George in the house. What's up, George? I've already had supper. I ate while I was out. I had to go to check my new hat out. I had to go to Tractor Supply and got me a new snapback. I had to go get me a 3.5 gallon pump sprayer. I've got a banana tree I got to kill. I'm tired of dealing with it. What is new? I don't know. I had Taco Bell when I was out. I had a burritos. So I'm all good. Hope everybody's doing well. I don't know if y'all was in Jeff Customs RC stream last night, but Kenny popped in and said he's been sick, so he thinks he might have cancer. They might have found cancer. So y'all keep him in your thoughts and prayers. I got him running across the bottom of the screen tonight. Been trimming trees. George, I've got a banana tree I had to cut down every fall. And it grows. I got a 12 by 24 Dutch barn out back. And it'll grow taller than, I don't know, it's probably 16 foot tall, the building. And it'll grow way up above it. Then I have to cut it down to the ground and let it winterize. And I've left it uncovered for years. I just can't keep it. I can't get to kill it. I really want it gone. And I don't know if I'm going to have to dig it up, but I've got 5 gallons of cornerstone. I got it at the co-op. And it pretty much kills grass, weeds, whatever it touches, it kills. I mean, it eventually grow back, maybe. The grass will grow back if you use it in your yard. You use it around trimming and stuff, but I'm wanting this banana tree gone because where I cut it, then it looks like a huge onion plant when you cut into a banana tree. It's got layers just like an onion. That's what it reminds me of. And you can take a knife and just cut through it like butter. I mean, they're easy to cut down, but it's just a hassle. And I'm just tired dealing with it every year. So I've been mowing over it past 2 or 3 weeks. And I drove to town today and I looked at it and it's already 1 foot out of the ground. Pour rock salt on it. That's probably a good idea, Bill. I'm going to get rid of one with. There's pterodactyl. I ain't seen him in a while. Let me give you a wrench, buddy. All right, you're kicking blue now. Juno's in the house. But I'm gonna try this cornerstone. I'm gonna do a little weed eating with liquid this year. Jeff from Lower Alabama's in the house. Hey, I don't know if y'all know or not, but I got an OMP hobby Edge 540 this week, and I've been I called Dan at OMP Hobby up in Ohio today and talked to him, told him what I had. They built this plane. They got a sister company called Sunny Sky. They make brushless motors. Well, they built a firewall in these Edge 540s to adapt that size motor and that motor mount. And if you want to go to a different motor mount, you're going to be SOL because it's not going to bolt up in this firewall unless you take this whole box out and rebuild it, which it'd be more trouble than it's worth to take apart or re-drill and put new metal inserts in. So I called Dan up there today, and he's going to try to find me a motor mount and a set of push rods for my airframe. Guys, this 60-inch wing 540 Edge, it's huge. It's probably one of the biggest planes I own. It's super big. It's probably longer than it is wide. It's just a humongous plane. And when I show you pictures of it, it really don't do it justice. If you look at one of these in person, they're huge. George probably seen them. They're pretty good sized planes. I'll be honest with you, I might have a pucker factor when I first take this up, when I get it ready to. Jackson RC is in the house. But it'll all be fun. I told Dan today, I said, I'm going to build it on a budget. This plane's been wrecked before. And I got a good deal on it. I won it on auction through eBay. But I knew it was coming because I subscribed to a guy named Sean. And I knew what he had because he'd done videos on it and stuff. I knew about the plane up front before I even started first bid on it. It went for 10 days. And I went pretty heavy on the bid for the first 2 days. And I knew this guy was just going to match whatever I throwed at it. So I just quit. I got up that Wednesday morning on the end of the sale and I got a notification. I said, okay, this horse bed is going to be on. So I loaded my wagon and I went in and got the highest bid. Plus, people wait till the last minute to drop in bids in. It catches you off guard. So I loaded up what I was willing to pay for it in advance. So this guy's clicking minimum. Well, it's going to take him a while to get caught up. Hopefully, the thing will end with me being the highest bidder. That's what happened. I did win it. And it's a beautiful bird. Wesley, Mary Boozer, Wesley Miller, he done a video on this, and Papa built one just like mine. And Papa built it and flew it. You can go back and watch the videos. I've been trying to get a hold of Wesley all this week, but he's such a big wig now. He won't even answer emails or messenger or nothing. So I don't know when I'll be able to talk with Wesley. He's done got some fame and fortune now. This model was this Bossa plane come out of Georgia, and evidently it was wrecked in Georgia, and the tail got damaged on it. But Sean had a buddy that picked it up in Georgia and brought it back to Nashville. And Sean's buddy give it to him. Sean done the repair, gluing back the tail end of it, and got the frame airworthy. And it's got a few little tears in the cover, but he's got some tape over it. It's not going to affect on how it flies. And it being my first Bossa plane, I can deal with that. I got this thing dirt cheap, so I'm gonna put some. I'm not gonna go with high tech servos. I'm gonna go with these. I'll show them to you right here if I can get up here and share a screen with you. Share the screen. Chrome tabs. I'm sure this week. This is what I'm going to put in it right here. The Emax 9258 27 gram. These are digital servos, metal gear. So this is what I'm going to put in it. And these are cheap. But by the high tech, they're $45 a piece. And 4 of these are going to be about $70 on these. So quite a bit of savings. And these servos right here, every Emax I've ever bought was good servos. I've never had a bad one. They've always given me good service because I've always used these as replacements. And they've always served me well. So I'm going to put this in a 3D plane. And I think my 300 extras only got 23 grams servos in it. These are 27. So these should be okay for what I needed to do. Yeah, those are excellent prices. I've been searching for a motor, and I found a motor for this. I found some motors that's cheap and good motors. It's called Hobby Star. And the only kicker is the motor mounts that comes with it, the X mount that the motor, if y'all have done engine work before on planes, you'll know that there's a X mount goes in behind the motor. 4 screws hold the motor onto it. Then there's 4 outside screws that hold it to your firewall. Well, this firewall in my plane is the hose across is 41 millimeter, and a normal motor mount is going to be 35 millimeter. So 41 versus 35, that ain't going to work. And diagonally, from corner to corner, from top to bottom, is 50 millimeter on a normal motor mount, and mine is 58 millimeter. So 58 versus 50 millimeter. That ain't gonna work either. So what they done, they put an oddball size motor mount in this plane to get sales for their sister company, Sunny Sky Motors. Excuse me, guys. Hopefully that I'll be able to find a motor mount that'll fit this pattern. If it don't, I'll have to get somebody to machine something or cut it out on a laser table. And I'm not ready to do that yet. If I gotta hire somebody to build me a motor mount for this plane, I'll just drop, the big money, buy the Sunny Sky motor, 550 kV. So you can't print one out of plastic. This got to be aluminum to bolt these motors on this wood. The motor I need is a 4120 cam, and the KV's 550. I can go lower. I can go to 515 kV. And all this is going to be set up on an 80 or 100 ESC, pushing a 15x8 prop on a 4S setup, either a 4000 or 5000 4S. And that's where I'm at with it. But I don't know. I'm just going to take my time on building it. But I hope Dan can find me a motor mount in the warehouse. He's going to look. I told him I needed push rods for plane, a motor mount, and some decals. Got to have some decals. He said he'd look. He wants me to call him back tomorrow. So hopefully we can get something going. I thought that was a real good price. Those servos don't go over and buy them servos, Wild Bill. They only got 5, and I need 4 of them. I'm just kidding. I can find them as cheap as that somewhere else, but that's where I found them, ready-made RC. I don't know if they're closing out, going out of business. Some of their stuff is on closeout, and I haven't heard of it closing out. I hope they don't go out. I've bought quite a few parts from them before. So I got the cottonmouth, guys. Refresh my page. So Kenny jumped on last night and said he'd been to the doctor and had to drink some kind of liquid, and they've done CAT scans on him and stuff like that. And he said it was one of the worst days of his life. So I want y'all to keep it in thoughts and prayers. I don't want nothing to happen to Kenny. Kenny's a good dude. I thought I'd go live a little while to keep Fred Barron doing so much. Fred, he does so much for the RC community. It's beyond me on what keeps him going. He does do it for the community. I've been flying a little bit this past week. I got the UMX Turbo Timber out a few times. I got 2 videos up on it. First time I took it out and flew it flew like crap. It was tail heaviness. It wouldn't balance itself. It just nose up and fall over. Nose up and fall over. I couldn't do anything with it. And come to find out, I had no down elevator at all on it first day out. I was wondering why I couldn't bring the plane down, and it just wouldn't come down, not budge a minute. I threw about 6 to 8 clicks of down elevator trim in it, still didn't have no effect on it. I finally give up. I flew the battery out. It come down like 3.77. And Saturday, I spent most of the day getting all my LiPo batteries out and checking everything, putting them in storage charge, making sure I charge them up, balance them, then I store them. And if I had a cell or two off, I try to plug them up on a balance board. Sometimes this works. I had one battery so low, it is like 2.95, all three cells. And it just make my charger just flash. It won't even begin to charge that. If you ever get a battery so low that you can't do anything with it, take a balancing board out. If you got two of those batteries the same size, one's got a little voltage in it, and the other one is 2.95 volts blinking, and your charger is not going to charge it. So plug both of them up on the balance board and plug up your balance leads. And don't plug up the board to any charger, just let it sit on the table. Let it sit there for about 15, 20, 30 minutes. Then unplug both batteries and check that one that was 2.95. And this done, it pulls the voltage out of that good battery over into it and brings up the cells enough where the charger will recognize it. So it don't hurt the good battery. So what you're doing is it's like jump starting a car. When one battery is too low to do anything, you plug up another one to it and you just let it sit. And the longer it sits, the more energy this one gets, it gains. Well, LiPos, you can do the same way. So I monkeyed with my batteries and I got them all in storage. I got them all back in the ammo can. I've got a Roaring Top 3S 1300 somewhere around here I cannot find to save my life. I don't know where it's at. And I got some 2S batteries I can't find. There's 4 or 5 of those I can't find. I don't know where they're at yet. But most of my big batteries are in the ammo can. Safety first, guys. Don't burn your houses down with these LiPos. They're dangerous. That's my tip to you. Then I got this week. I don't know. Got my my Hobbies on Super Cub LP. It's probably a 2009, 2010 model. It's old. It's one of the oldest planes I've got in the hangar. Yeah, I dumped it one day and it kind of pushed in the lower part of the firewall. So I got an aluminum motor mounted to it. It's got the built-in right angle down angle on it for the motor truss built in that aluminum mount. But the firewall and foaming behind it is awful weak. I've been building it up over time. The last time I flew it, it kind of flipped over, pushed that motor in a little bit, and I said, well, I'll just take the motor off and I'll fix that. When I was putting a popsicle stick in behind that plastic mount the other day, I was on Hobby on eBay looking through all their parts, and I guess it's a sister company to Horizon Hobby. And look what I found. They still got parts for, that's a motor mount for Hobby Zone Super Cub LP. It's got the thing that pokes into the foam. Comes with 4 screws. But that's neat that they still sell parts for a plane that's possibly a 2009 model. That blows my mind. That's one plane I just love flying. I've hot rodded it out. I got a 450 kV motor on it. Well, it's a 450, 1000 kV motor on it with 10x5 ACP prop. Got a 40 amp ESC in it. I fly it on 3S 1300s, fly it on 3S 2200s, and I've rebuilt it. The only thing I haven't replaced is 2 servos in the bottom of the plane. It goes back to the rudder and elevator. The rest of the plane's been rebuilt. Everything's been new. Got new clevises on the push rods. Everything new on it. Last time I had it out, I had a blast flying it. But it needed a little repair, a little loving. I got it glued back together. I use a Gorilla Glue clear and mix it half and half with white glue, Elmer's white glue. Make sure you mix it equal parts. And it turns that clear Gorilla Glue milky white as you stir it up. You put it on plastic and foam on a model. The next day, it's hard as a rock. So I went in there. That Gorilla Glue, it will foam up a little bit. I carved it off before it hardened the same night. But I've got it all fixed up. Now I got a new firewall to put in the plane if I ever need one. I haven't put it in yet, so it surprised me that they even sell these parts anymore. But if you got an old Super Cub, you need parts. You can buy an elevator for it. The tail end you can buy. I think you can buy the wings. No, you can buy the firewall for it, the cowl for it. There's a lot of parts you can still get it for it. That's one plane I'll probably never sell. It was my 3rd plane I ever bought. And it was dire need of fixing up. Somebody had broke the clevis in the, I think in the elevator, had a hog ring through it, holding it together. That's real precise when you throw that on. A hog ring. People do anything. Try to fly. Guys, it ain't Sunday night, it's Wednesday night. I didn't know if anybody go live tonight or not. So it's normally Kenny or Fred on Fridays. So what y'all been into? My wine is from a box. Shot of vodka goes with it every time. Oh Lord. You ever drink wine and gin in the same night? You're going to have a bad day. Guys, I woke up this morning. I feel like, God, I need a crane to lift my body off this mattress. I feel like, I don't know, the older I get, the worse I feel. It takes a lot for me to get out of bed because I'm hurting and aching like crazy. The older you get, the worse you're going to feel. I hurt when I'm laying in bed, sleep. I'm hurting getting up. It's not a morale booster at all when you're getting up out of bed hurting. Not good times. Sean took the rudder out of my 540 Edge to ship it to me. He sent me some paper clips along with it. He said, cut them paper clips and put them in them Robart hinges and take pliers and mash them together. Well, that's a whole lot easier said than done. I got the top one in last night, and I got the top hinge. I got 4 more to do, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Not with that. I don't believe I'll ever get them started. I tried to get the second one in. I couldn't get it to go in, and I might have to cut all these Robarts out of the body and out of the rudder and drill them out and buy some new ones and epoxy them in and put a little grease on the hinges so they don't get no epoxy on them. But I don't know what I'm going to have to do on that, but putting paper clips in them, easier said than done. This is my first balsa plane, so this is going to be a learning curve for me about what to do and how to do it and when to do it. I'm hating life more than used to be unreal. I heard that. Everything's good is what's bad for us. It's what they say anyway. I got the Super Cub ready to go flying. I got a battery charged up for it. I was going to fly it yesterday. The big plane come in here yesterday, and I did with unboxing it. And I put the Super Cub up off the bench and finally brought this 540 and put it on the bench on the table. It's still here. It's humongous. I might hang this bad boy on the wall because it's just too big to be out anywhere. I bet this thing's 7 foot long. For what it looks like anyway. We'll just see. I'm going to pick up 4 servos for it. I've got AR-636s. I've got 2 of those receivers. And I got a programming cable. I'm going to probably use a 636A or a 636B. I got 2 of them. And I got a programming cable. I'm going to run a Spectrum receiver in it. And more than likely try to put download a mix close to my 300 extra in it. That'd be a good starting point. I'm gonna put a 100 amp ESC in it, big motor, pushing a 15x8 prop. This guy I got this plane from, he sent me a lot of extra parts, sent me some clevises, some ball links, some push rods, sent me some Y connectors, some JR servo extensions, some nuts and bolts, a 2.5-inch spinner. I don't know, it's red in color. He said I could paint it, but he said it's the size that would fit this motor and cowl when I get it together. So we're just going to piece this together. It's going to be a modeling plane. Like I told Dan today, I said, I'm not going to, this is going to be a budget build. I'm not going to go all out on it. It's not a new plane by far, but it's nice enough to beat on for a few days. I'll have quite a bit of money just in electronics in it. But I got in the plane cheap enough where I can afford the electronics and still have a pretty good plane before it's all said and done. So I asked Dan if he's at OMP Hobby, if these 540 edges was coming back in stock. He said, yes, eventually they will. But right now, he said, shipping so high and expensive and the shipping lanes are backed up. He don't know when, but the plan is they will get these Cavalier. This is a Cavalier reinforced balsa plane, the one I got. And he said that they will get them back in, but that's the plan. But he don't know exactly when. I guess when things go back to natural, ain't nothing natural right now. I went to Banana Hobby looking for ESCs the other night. Everyone they got is they're out, not available, they're sold out. And they got good prices on them. And I'm needing either 80, 85, or 100 amp ESC. And I like to get a 5-volt BEC to run all these servos I got. That's my ideal. I don't want a servo failure because of voltage. I want at least a 5-volt. I don't know. I like to have one where I can change the voltage with a programming card. A lot of these good ESCs, you can get a programming card to get in there and change your BEC different volts, 4, 5, 7 volts, depending on your needs. I've got to do a lot of measurements. I bought a new battery for my digital calibers today. I looked at the battery in it last night and it said LR44. Well, it's like a watch battery. That's what it said on my cell. LR44. Well, I go into Walgreens this evening to buy me a battery. They got all these sizes, but no LR44s. And I said, well, I got an oddball battery or what? And I kept looking at the batteries. Then I noticed there's a little chart over here. Then it said 357 size. Then down below it, there was all these little small numbers that it fit. And LR44 was there on small print. I said, well, there you go. I need to buy a 357 battery. Those things are expensive, like $7 or $8 for a little bitty old watch battery. Picked one up though. You gotta measure these servos openings, everything. I want to be precise when I order these servos. I don't want to buy something I can't use. And I know the size opening of them right now. I can always put these servo holders in and glue them in, but I'm going to try to mod this to the openings that's already been put into it. I tried to find the previous owner of this plane. Dan said he could tell me the name of the person that bought it, but he didn't know the serial number that he bought. He asked me if I know the name of the guy that bought it, and I said, no, I don't have a clue. But my serial number is 228. He said, there's no way I can look up the serial number. We don't keep records with that, but we knew the name of the pilot that bought it. If I knew the name of the pilot, I wouldn't even. I just wonder if this is old Wesley's old plane. Come up out of Florida into Georgia, wound up into Nashville, and wound up in my doorstep yesterday. Wouldn't that be wild? I've been trying to ask Wesley what serial number he got with his plane. I think Buddy RC give him one to demo. And my understanding is my plane was a demo model too. So I don't know anybody in Georgia to do a demo on an Edge 540. And I told Dan, I said, Wesley Miller, Mary Boozer's the only one I know got a plane that looks like mine. I said, there's probably a bunch more guys out there done demos, but I can't find them online if they done a video on it. Wesley's the only one I can find besides Buddy RC or OMP. Let's have a roll call in here. Who's in here? Who's in the house? Juno's here. EQ. Terry, you still in here? Wild Bill. George. A few more popped in. If you get bored of me, go over there on my channel and watch my videos. JCB's still here. I got two of the turbo UMX turbo timber videos up. I haven't flown any planes in about a year. I took about a year off from flying. I can't go back to the AMA field until I renew my license again. And I got to buy my FAA numbers again. all that this past February, those went out. I need to renew those. I can't fly down there. I can fly for free at the field as long as I got my AMA license. Right now, they're expired. So I'm flying here at home right now. What I can. But I'm going to fly some park size flyers, like 1100 millimeters, 1200 millimeters, maybe. I'm not going to fly my big stuff here. My runways really suck. I got my front yard got quite a few ruts and holes in there that Moses made. You're not going to get a good landing. I can get the grass cut down pretty low, and I might can get some of these big birds up. But I'm gonna this Super Cub. I'm not even gonna try to fly it off the ground. I'm gonna hand launch it. It's 1200 millimeter. It's a 47.7 inches, and I'm gonna give it a twirl. We're gonna rock and roll it and fly down there over the road. I got 2.5 acres I mow here. Then I got 2.5 acres behind the house in woods. I got 5 acres total. But I'm flying over my neighbors on both sides. And the only ones I gotta watch out for is these lines in between the south side of my house. I got 3 or 4 they're telephone lines. Most of the electric lines are underground here. They're telephone lines and fiber optic lines, things like that comes across these poles. I wish they were underground. That way I can fly over them and not hit them. I've hit them a few times already, but I get over it. And the other day I kept the plane above them. Had a good time flying after I got the servo straightened out. It's sitting there just shaking. Elevator servo, when I push down the elevator on the radio, it's just sitting there just shaking like that right there. Need to be in a nervous hospital. Things get wigged out. They don't act right. I don't know. Servo's probably the gyro in it's probably all got wigged out. I checked the center of gravity on that plane. It ain't like it's tail heavy. I got it moved out 28 millimeters. And I put me another Velcro tab in front of my other one so I can move that battery out towards that motor. Man, it seemed to fly good with a 280 milliamp in it. But I've got some 300 milliamp to throw in it. They'll be a little bit heavier, but shouldn't be that much. It flew a little nose heavy this time, but I had an elevator this time, so that was good. And when I tested it last, the shaking and I took all that trim out of my radio. I had put 6 to 8 clicks in it on down elevator. And I knew it was all wigged out when I had to do that, because last year before that, it flew perfect. I had to get the cobweb shook out of it. So I took all that trim out of the radio. Then plugged the battery up in the plane. They hit the bind button and cut the radio on. I rebound it to it. Lights went solid. Chirped a few times. I went flying. It really did real good. I don't know if that's a 750 millimeter. I don't know if I want that size or not, JCB. I got that 300 extra E-Fight Affilate. I've been used to flying it, and I don't think I want to downsize from it. This is like buying that AIRMODELS 540 Edge. It's a price they want for that. You might as well buy a big plane. They want $309 for AIRMODELS Edge 540. I just ain't gonna do it. My 300 extra is a V1. It's one of the very first ones sold. Now they got a V2 out with a different receiver in it. Mine's got a 636 in it. Mine's an old model. I've had mine for over 2 years. And St. Brian Phillips, he done a one on the V2. I mean, I'm not gonna pay you. You're talking about 750 millimeter. That's not even 1 millimeter. That ain't even 1 meter. That's about size with a 30-inch warbird, in which I've got 30-inch P-51 Mustangs in here. I like the way it flies, but to go out and just buy an Edge 540, I don't. With me, with 300 extra in here, that's enough for me. Mike, SSI's in the house. Gonna share screen with you a little bit if I can. This is a OMP Hobby Edge 540 Cavalier reinforced model. And here's it's Edge 540. The length is the wing is 60 and the length is 59 inches. It's just as long as it is wide. And it's 3.3 pounds. There's a serial number. It's 228. There's a motor size they recommend, a 4120, a 550 kV, 100 amp, 15x8 prop, 6S, 38 to 4,000 milliamp. There's a bigger picture of it right there, guys. That's an ID tag. It's inside the fuselage on this plane. But I'm gonna set it up with this 15x8, either an 80 or 100, and I'll probably go with a 4,000 to begin with, and it'd probably do better with a 5,000 in it. I'll be honest with you. So this is a real pretty model. You can see the Cavalier inside, reinforce the balsa inside of it. Got a carbon spar in this is the center of gravity in this plane. So that's what they're selling for right now. If they had them in stock, and they used to have plug and play models of this, and they were selling them for $500. So I'm not sure. This is a beautiful picture of it right here. Beautiful bird. Got a big 60 on the front of it. Pretty good deal. Mike, how long have you had that ultra stick, 10cc model? I've been eyeballing it hard. That Hanger 9 model, I can buy a new one for $269, but I'd have to rig it all out, motors, servos, all the electronics. I looked at that real hard. Now I seen you flying yours a couple years ago. Pretty neat plane. All right, Wild Bill, have a good one. Glad you dropped in. Y'all keep Hangar 51 in your thoughts and prayers. We'll try to get Kenny mended up. I just like to take my turbo timber and just fly it. I fly it with full flaps around the front yard, just slow and cruising, like a little Sunday cruise. I got where I enjoy just putting around more than I do anything anymore, guys. I don't care nothing about going fast. My eyes don't. My eyes deceive me. That's why my Bigfoot's up in a tree. So I thought I got out of that mess, but I didn't judge distance that good. But the power system of a crashed P-51 in it. It seemed like a good flying plane. The only motors I've got extra, I've got a 400 E-Flight park size motor, or 400. Got the 450. Got the 450 motor in my Super Cub. And I bought a 480. It's in another 540 Edge that I built out of foam board. And I never flew it. It took me too long to build that plane. It's just something to look at. But I could gut all the parts out of it, put it in something else. I think there's a 45 amp ESC in it, I believe. A limit receiver. I've been looking for parts since I bought this Big Bossa plane. Guys, parts is not available. Not like it used to be. Back 3 years ago, I could just, I could find anything I look for. Nowadays, if I do find what I'm looking for, if I find it, they want 5 prices for it. And a lot of places I'm looking, they're out of stock, not available. Give me my email so they can notify me when it comes in. Well, I'm not all about that. I want my parts when I want them. And Mike, I look everywhere for motor standoff right now. There ain't none. I've got some copper tubing out there. I can flare the ends on it and put bolts through them. But I guess I'll go to Home Depot like you did and try to find me some standoff, some aluminum standoff. I got to mic everything, figure the depth I've got to get the motor stuck out, to get the spinner to clear. It's a lot of measurements, trial and error. Yours is on 4S with 16 by 10. Cool. I'm going to set up this 540H on the 6S. A 15 by 8. With 550 kV, I'm going to go with a 515 kV. There'll be a lot of torque. The motors, they're that big around. Yeah, they're pretty good size. There are 14 poles inside of them. The shaft in them is like 5 millimeters or 6 millimeters. Big motors. I don't have anything that big. This is the first big plane I've had to build. My 300 extra come built, and I'm happy the way it flies. I love the 300 extra. Yeah, the ones I see on 6S, get with it. If you want to throw it down there, I mean, these 80 amp ESCs, they'll go to 100 amps for 10 seconds. Then they're going to get hot on you. So, these little short bursts, you can only do 10-second bursts with an 80 amp ESC. And I really don't want that. I'm gonna go with 100 amp in it. So I'm gonna throttle into it. I want to see how high she skydive. I'll do me some Havana Cuban 8s, some twirly birds, some jelly rolls. I like to let my hair down every once in a while. Them planes. I just want to get it up and flying. And I want it rigged out right now to begin with, where it's flying level. I don't want it tail heavy. I don't want to fly it like that at all. And my understanding is a 5,000 in the nose will get it where it's nose heavy. A 4,000 in it make it tail heavy. Now I'm putting servos in the back, so that's extra weight. The guy done repairing it has got extra glue in it that center the plane down. Probably got another ounce in it. So more than likely I'm gonna go with a 5,000 6S to begin with. So 15 by 8 already give me enough torque movement builders. It either blow or go. That's my motto. It'll blow or go. I'm gonna put 27 gram metal gear digital servos in it, Emax. So I found them for $16.99 a piece. So that ought to be my servo needs right there. Now I don't know what kind of servo arms I'm gonna put on the servo yet. I got the control horns on the surfaces on it, the ailerons, the rudder, the elevator, all that's on there. I got the tail wheel on the plane. I got the mains on it. The rest of the fuselage is gutted. They took all their parts out of it. and they passed this airframe around, and I wound up with it. So I'm happy with it, but it's going to be a lot of work getting everything together. There's a tube that runs through the bottom of the fuselage all the way back to the back of the plane to pull a string and bring your servo wires into the fuselage. And I've got to fish the wire leads back up in there, bring them in there. I'm gonna put the extensions on. I'm gonna do a lot of measurement, see how long my wires are going to be on them servos, and go ahead and order my extensions while I'm into it to make sure I'm in there where my receiver is going to be. I'm going to take my time, build it, not no hurry. But I can't be looking at this plane every day. It's sitting on a card table right now, and it's hanging halfway off of it. I'm going to have to visually hang it up on the wall, get it out of the way, take the wings off. I got some wing bags for it. I can protect the wings while they're off of it. You can't travel with this bird with the wings on it. You got to take it apart. And it's a good thing about it. You got a little slide. You can take it's plastic nut bolted. You just turn it backwards, and it slide it through the fuselage, and it just slides out. So unplug your servo wire, it slides out, and you slide it back in, bring the wire back in, plug it up to your Y elevator, and you're gone. You're ready to fly. It'd be easy peasy to build. Getting it ready to fly would be easy. Hardest part is putting all the servos in, getting all the push rods in. The rest of the stuff be easy. Programming a AR636, pretty complicated doing that crap. I plugged one up in my programming cable. I can't forward program with my thnxs. These 636s you have to program with a cable. Now, I've already bought that about a year ago. I bought up a bunch of receivers for $25 a piece. Them receivers $114 right now at Horizon Hobby. I got I got a 636A and a 636B. I think the B is a later version. I'm going to program it probably with a 300 extra model in it. But I've got to mount it upright instead of up underneath the plane. See, my receiver's up in the bottom of my 300 extra. It's upside down. It's in the bottom, glued to the floor of it. And this 540 edge, I'm mounted in the top, upright. So I got to get that flipped on direction. So I got to fix the gyro in it. I'd hate to this thing flips upside down right off the bat. That won't be good. I might have to get some help on programming 636s on it. I'll get it figured out somehow or another. We're going to go about 20 more minutes, guys. Anything y'all want to ask me, you can. I'm just trying to stay busy. I'm going to spray that banana tree tomorrow. Now, I might take Wild Bill's advice and put rock salt on it. That might get rid of it. I don't like it. Gotta go. I bet it's took up 6 to 8 foot in the ground right now in root. I told my niece to come down here from Kentucky and get her some of it. She won't do it, but yet she wants some of it. I told her to come down and help herself to it. Take as much of it as you want. I pulled a rose bush out of the front yard with my 4-wheel drive truck. I hooked a come along out there in front of the truck up to that tree trunk, that rose bush, and I pulled it out. And it didn't want to come out of the ground. I thought I could pull the whole stump out of the ground. That's what I wanted to do. Well, it broke out in 4 different pieces. You know, part of the root's still in there. Now it's got shoots out with roses on it again. I can't win for losing. Looked at my yard today and it needs mowing again. It just mowed a few days ago. I gotta go out and get gas cans and buy about $30 for. I'll spend $30 in gas for mower, and I'll get 2 mowings out of it. Cost me about $30. That's probably 7 gallons of fuel. I'll get to mow twice, about 2.5 acres each time. I've done a synthetic oil change and filter on the mower. I bought a new air filter and a pre-filter, soaked it in motor oil, squeezed it out, put the new filter on. I checked the plugs and they looked good, so I didn't put new plugs in it. Took the motor apart and I found the magneto rusted. So I took some emery cloth and cleaned that up, put some WD-40 on it to get the rust off the magneto. Then I took the 2 coils off and they were rusted up. I noticed it was running like crap, so I cleaned up the coils. There's 3 spots on each coil that you got to clean up. Cleaned them up with sandpaper, emery cloth. I had to set the air gap at 12 thousandths back on that with a feeler gauge. Lock him back down, take the other one off, do the same thing. Put all that back together. Now I ordered a bunch of parts from Amazon. And I bought 2 gas filters, put a new gas filter on my mower. I hired a guy to come out just to sharpen my blades for me. He done service work, come out here in his truck. He got this tool called, I forget what it's called. Something jungle jump or something, jump jungle. It's a lever device. He just rolls up in front of that mower deck and it hooks on the mower deck in the front. He just pushes it down to the ground and he's up underneath there like nobody's business with a brushless, a cordless air ratchet, not air ratchet, but a drill ratchet. He had the 15th, 16th, he had them blades off no time. He's back on the back of his tailgate sharpening them up. He got back under there and threw them sharp blades on for me, charged me, and he's on his little way. So I was happy to get that done. I get where I ain't able to get up under that thing like I used to. I ain't as young as I used to be. What's up, Fred Barron? Thought I'd give you a break, sir. It's hard going live 3 or 4 times a week for you. I know. I used to get burnt out on going live. But I don't mind it. Might have to get Robert in here when we talk about hot tub confessions. That's what he wants to talk about. Talked to Pam yesterday or last night. He's going to send me a care package from Minnesota. There's a beer company that's been in business way back in the 1800s up there in Minnesota, in New Orleans, Minnesota. It's called Shell Brewery, and she's sending me all kinds of dark lager, wheat beer, all kinds of goodness. And as soon as I get my beer in, she's going to send me a package. I'm going to get tipsy, boys. She said you either got to like it or hate it. And I said, well, hopefully I won't hate it. I'm out of beer right now. Fred, send me a good cold one. I need one. All I got is this old funky water. I had to get me a summer cap. Tractor Supply. Snapback. I'll be going out styling. Yeah, I'm out. I'm out of beer. The only thing that's in there is that apple beer my son bought, and I just refuse to drink it. That's the only thing that's in there. I bought all the good beers, and I didn't drink all that. I haven't bought any in a while. And I really don't need it, but I'm going to drink it if I got it. And when Pam's going to send me, I told her, I said, those cans and bottles are too nice to open. I said, them are kind of collectible to me. So I don't see that kind of beer down here at all. I don't know if I can find that website or not. Shell Brewery. No, that didn't work. Here it is. Ooh, let me see here. Share this with you. If I can. Yeah, this is some of the beers they got. Oh, cream ale, fresh print. There's an amber Venus style amber lager. She's got me some of that coming, Firebreak. She said she's got me one of these coming. It's dark, American dark lager. And that'd be pretty good. They have one of the oldest breweries in Minnesota. She growed up right near the place. Early years before 1860. That just looked like it's a German brewmaster that started this place. I'm all in for that. Prohibition. That Austin Shale, he's the one that started the place. But hopefully I'll be getting me some beer coming from this place in a few days. I'll give a shout out to my girl, Pamela, for that. I won't be thirsty when I get that box in free. She's gonna send me some wheat beer too. I like wheat beer and I like summer shandy. It's like a lemonade beer. That's pretty good. Wheat beer's good. Dark lager. I love dark beer. The stronger, the bitter, the better it is. Amber, amber, amber Brock. Always like that. The Michelob Amber Brock. That's good tasting beer. Cheers. There you go, Fred. Oh, me. Y'all think these servos would be good in my plane? I hope they are. 9258 size. 27-gram Metal Gear digital servos. I operate on 4.8 volts. That ought to do pretty good on 3D bar. That's what I'm planning on putting in my Edge 540. I hope they work out good. It's got a real good price on them. Ready-made RC. That's better than $45 servo high techs. And they'll work just as good as what I got in my 300 extra. I think those are just 23 or 24 grams. These being 27 for a balsa plane ought to be fun. I ain't never had an Emax servo go bad. Any bad servos, I buy a plane and the servos go out right off the bat. But while I'm building it, Emax is what goes in my planes. The only reason I got some turnigy some one time is because servos went bad in my Goblin, and they sent me 3 replacements for it. They sent me the Metal Gear servos. I think I got one extra one left. I'm not sure. I know what I did with it. One's in my FMS 182 Cessna, run a nose gear and a rudder in that plane. The other one went in my Goblin, and I got one extra one. Good night, Mike. Glad you dropped in, buddy. We just chilling, giving y'all a place to hang out. We just get chilling. We might talk about hot tub confession before the night's over. Boy, I hope I don't feel like I did when I woke up this morning. God, I feel like a truck run over me this morning when I got up. I don't understand. You ever have those mornings where you just get up and you just hurt so bad? God, you can't come to bear it. Well, I'm getting at that age where it's hard to bear getting up in the mornings and facing a day. And every day it seems like it's getting harder. That's when I try to stay busy. Oh boy. And get older, it don't get no easier. By a long shot. By a long shot. My mom and daddy, they never warned me about getting old. I never considered it. Never did consider getting old. I know what they went through now. Yeah, I know all about that. I was in Jeff's custom chat last night and I told him I was 66 years old. He said, I never would have thought that. I said, well, yeah, buddy, it happens. Before you know it, time sneaks up and it grabs you by the butt. I got a bad back. That's why I'm on disability for my back. I stood working on that plane last night trying to put pins in those roll bar hinges in my rudder. He had to grind the pins out of my rudder, remove the rudder to ship the plane in a box. I told him it'd be all right. God, I wish he had never done that. I'm having trouble. I got one pin in, and I got 4 more to do. And I tried to get the second one in last night. I had to quit. I don't have enough light on it, and it just nothing going right with it at all. I get the next one lined up, and the bottom one had come out of alignment. The ones on top is aligned on the top side of the hinge, and the bottom three hinged on the bottom side of the hinge. It's just a pain in the butt. Think I'm gonna drop in straight pins. You know, in a sewing kit your mama had, you got little things on top. Just a straight pin. We'll drop them pins in and try to bend the bottoms over a little bit and cut them. That's the only thing I know to do to this. He gave me paper clips to cut and put in these Robart hinges. And he's wanting me to take a pair of pliers and mash the top and bottom together, flaring it out to keep them from slipping out. That's easier said than done. So I got one in last night and it's still in. It's holding the rudder on. But the other four I got to do, there's no room. You swing that rudder to one side or the other, there just ain't that much room in there to work with. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. I watched a guy on YouTube today how to put Robart hinges in, redo the hinges. You're talking about taking some cut-offs, snips, cutting off them Robarts flush, then taking a small drill and drilling the depth of the Robart push-in pin, then go in with a bigger bit and drill it, then go in with a third bit, and when it comes out, the whole thing comes out. That's how much work it is to get a Robart out of that wood. Because these things are epoxied in with 30-minute epoxy. They go in and it gets hardened, they're in there. They're not going nowhere. And I wished I didn't have to fool with this repinning this rudder back on. Just part of it. I've either got to repin it or I got to put new Robarts in. And there's 5 of them in that rudder. 2 towards the top, 3 towards the bottom. The tail wheel's already on there. I can't mount there's 3 screws that holds the tail wheel on this plane. 2 on the main frame and 1 goes in the bottom of the rudder, and it's in a slot where it slides back and forth inside of the slot when you move the rudder from right to left. But just take a little time, get it all straightened out. No, it's not going to be fun for it at all. I got a bright flashlight that I used, and I can't hardly set that up where I can see real good with it. So I got a headlamp I put on my head, put new batteries in it, and that helped a little bit. But I'm going to have to bring in a shop light, clamps on, and to get a lot of light in there where I can see, because I have no room in there to work. Because when they're pinned up, there ain't no slop in them. There's no room in there for air either. So I didn't fool with it today, so I know how much work it was last night. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. Wrong side of the bed. How's the steel business, Fred? Where's all that steel going to after y'all make it? Being shipped overseas to China? any companies in USA using it. Did you say they make coils with that stuff? Y'all hear my dog barking? That's Molly. Oh, she's tore up. She hates that neighbor lady back there. She'll drive up, and Molly knows her sound of her car. She hates her with a passion because she owns a lot of dogs, and they used to come out here and pick on Molly, following her out. They live back behind me. We share the same drive going back and forth. Molly hates that white car. Cat and John Deere, wind towers, a bunch of manufacturers. Yep, we make plats and coils. Cool. Glad somebody local using it. I get so sick of this shipping container crap. You know, 20 years ago, I couldn't even go to Walmart and buy a pair of underwear that didn't have India or Philippines or Indonesia stamped on it. I got sick of wearing crap from other countries. T-shirt from Maiden. I don't know. Bill Clinton done us a number on that crap, sending all of our jobs away. People like that need to be shot. That has no regard on humans making a living to provide for their family. And it's okay for these companies to go outside this country to get cheaper labor. It just, I shake my head at it. I fought for years. I fought tooth and nail to make a living for my family. And I see families today struggling, trying to make ends meet. My kids have got good jobs. They're making good money. There's a lot of families out there that's not. Watching from the Dollar Tree. And go in there and get you some foam board. Wild Bill. I used to build planes out of that stuff. I bet you there's not nothing in there for sale for $1 though. It's probably $1.29 or $1.59. Ain't nothing 99 cents no more. We used to have a 5 and dime Ben Franklin store, little variety store. We'd go in there. There was stuff in there cheap for kids. We'd go in there and get us a bag of peas and a straw and get in trouble in school. We'd cut them straws to fit your fist There'd be peas all over that classroom, boy. You'd get in trouble. One boy hit the teacher in the face with one. She eyeballed him when he did it, too. Oh, he got it that day. We went to a concert. I will never forget it. Went to a concert in Nashville here at Sympathy, playing music. It's just a free pass to get out of school. Yeah, the old pea shooter, Fred. And we took them to that concert. We was like in the 5th, 6th grade. And we rode the bus out there, the class did, and we all got in line, walked in there. We all got seated. It kind of got dark. And once the music started, you could, me and a friend or two, we all had pea shooters. And we'd send them out front. And you could hear them hitting the back of those metal chairs. They'd be clinging. And we never did get caught. We slung some peas in that concert. We had fun in school, no doubt. The man could think it, we were doing it. We were the troublemakers in school. My cousin, I was just started in high school. I was in the 7th grade. I had an older cousin, Big Ricky. He was born like, I don't know, 48, 49. I was born in 56, so he's 4 or 5 years older than I was. He's like a junior in high school when I got in high school. And I was outside the building. He come out of the cafeteria and said, "Here, have this." He gave me a popsicle outside the cafeteria. Well, sure, I'm gonna eat that. I grabbed it, opened it up, and started eating it. And I'd be darned, the teacher didn't catch me outside eating food. And I didn't know I couldn't do it. I was just a greenhorn in school, and I got in trouble. I blame my cousin Big Ricky for getting me in trouble, giving me a popsicle outside the cafeteria. I learned my lesson on that. It's all good. We learn by our mistakes. I didn't eat no more popsicles outside school cafeteria. Rules are made to be broken. And Ricky knew that I wasn't allowed to have that outside the cafeteria. He still give it to me anyway. That's how my cousins were. Big Ricky. He jumped. They all jumped him his junior, senior year. He put about 15 boys out there by the pond by Miss Brouse's English class. He just slinging them around like rag dolls. My cousin was a big old boy, red-headed. He'd fight a bear. It didn't matter to him. They all they said they was going to cut his hair. He had long hair. He rode in a motorcycle group. And he's pretty wild. And some of them boys said they was going to get him down, cut his hair. He said, "Like your ass you going to." He got to whooping about 12, 15 guys out there. And come a teacher out there breaking up, he got hit too. So Big Ricky quit school after that day. He was going to get kicked out anyway, so he just quit. He left. He running around Old Hickory, Tennessee on with a motorcycle group. I forget the name of it. It's off Swinging Bridge Road, some old bar over there. Divers Down kind of, it's just an old dive bar, roadhouse. They hung out at Swinging Bridge Road in Old Hickory, Tennessee. Oh, me. That's old days. I've been looking at some of these Vietnam and war stories on YouTube. Found some good ones to watch. It's funny how YouTube works. They suggest these videos every once in a while, and something that you normally don't even care about. Every once in a while, you find one that piques your interest. So you click on it, you watch it, and you watch the entirety of it. Well, you enjoyed it, Well, next time you open up YouTube, they that's all they want to put on your page is more of those kind of shows. Like one time was enough, but they suggested 3 or 4 more days in a row. I don't know why they do that, but it's something I only want to watch once. But they want me to watch it. It's like watching a variety show. You watch it once, you're gonna watch it every day. I don't care nothing about all that. It just piques my interest one time only. And YouTube needs to stop that. I don't want to watch it the next week. I want to go back to my regular programming. Stuff I like to watch. It's crazy. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it. Been on since 7:30. Glad y'all come and hang out with me a little bit. Y'all keep Kenny Old Vision Hangar 51 in your thought and prayers. He's probably going through some tough times right now. Kenny, if you're listening, prayers go out to you, son. And I think we're going to peace on out of here. Much love. Peace.